Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and today we're going to look into the week that it is ahead of us, and to be more specific, that is from the 29th up until 29th of January, which is Monday, up until the 4th of February. That happens to be Sunday next week. And the first thing that I am going to look into, that is the collective reading. So the cards about it, you can also look at the thumbnail, but nonetheless I'm going to show them to you. And the first card of the week, that will be the Four of Pentacles, which is influenced by none other than Nine of Cups. It's can I put it into words? That is one of the best elemental dignities you can have in your reading. I mean, you ask a question, you have the Four of Pentacles as a main, and then the Nine of Cups next to it. The very least kind of signifies that, you know, whatever your concern is, it is in the bag. I mean, your concern is getting, you know, some kind of breakthroughs at work, or it's in your personal life, whatever case, it is in the bag. And the other influence that we do have to the Four of Pentacles, that is the Devil, which is even freaking better. So I am expecting this week to really kind of like skyrocket us, especially when it comes to already ongoing undertakings and endeavors. I'm not saying that new things are not going to work out well, okay, but especially those which are currently working on, toil on, and developing is going to be the immaculate unfoldment that we are going to see in front of us into the week ahead. So what these cards really talk about, it is that throughout the week we will be able to secure it. Okay, we'll be able to secure the marriage, the relationship, the client, the project, the job, the friendship, you know, whatever your concern is, like I said. And when I said that it is within the bag, or it is in the bag, it is for as much as we want, for as much as it gives us pleasure. So just for an example here, we secure a job, and for as long as this job kind of like satisfies us, gives us whatever we think we deserve, for example, and it generally provides a sensual joy and sense of fulfillment for us, we can have that job and no one can kick us out of it. Okay, and as soon as we kind of like stop feeling that way, we can just replace it with something else. So huge week ahead of us, and whatever plans you do have, whether they are concerning your personal life or whether they're concerning your business, looking at these cards, I strongly suggest to you and to myself as well, now is the time, because the Devil next to the Four of Pentacles as well, it kind of like puts us in a very strong advantage, because the Devil himself gives us the power to dictate how we are going to secure it. Okay, and therefore it will happen according to, or it can happen, so to speak, according to our criteria and as well our wishes, so to speak, and the way we want to happen. So bottom line here is that throughout the week we can have what we want to have, the way we want to have it. Right, so that was the collective reading. Bear in mind that there are going to be now 12 readings, one for each star sign, and they are a star sign readings, so based on how prominent one sign or the other it is within your natal chart, that will determine how and where this reading is going to influence you. But nonetheless, take them more as a guidance rather than a direct answer to whatever concerns and questions you do have. But if you do wish your personal affairs and personal things, situations to be a subject of my reads, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. And other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do wish to support us to bring you more of these live streams, and hopefully one day Pisces Moonbeam kind of like comes up with me as well in a live, so she can talk about the astrology of the moment and whatnot, please consider supporting the channel through Super Chat or via PayPal, just like Starving Artist did with 11 US dollars. Thank you, Starving Night Artist. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream, you're going to have an answer to your inquiry here. So, hold on a second. All right. What do I need to know? Right, and after that, it is News Devon with what's coming my way with £5. Thank you, News Devon. Then it is Taco. Taco, thank you for the $33.33. Thank you, Taco. Week ahead for thee. All right, you have it. And Anna, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Anna. You're also going to have your weekly reading. Right, so with that said, the first star sign that I'm going to look into, that's going to be Aries. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by checking out the glyph that is on my right hand side right there. And let me shuffle. Oh, and the method that I'm using for these readings and for these interpretations, elements of dignity, is just so if you are curious how I do interpret those 3 cards, that is the method that I'm using. You can check it out in YouTube. There are explanations to it. You can find it as well on the internet and so on and so forth. Well, Pisces Moonbeam, you know what? If I have one wish that I can do right now, I would have wished that this is sooner than I think. That's gonna be my wish now. All right. First card we do have, which is for Aries, 10 of Swords, which is influenced by the King of Cups here. And then it is the 3 of Pentacles. And for what it looks like, guys, for Aries, we do have, kind of put it into words, the inability to be helped. Well, what I'm trying to say is that within the next week, you will have that kind of a say choice to make. Okay, whether you are going to carry on with a dead weight on your shoulders or you are going to topple it down. Now, what we're talking about here is a cooperation, which cooperation already lived its purpose, and now it's just, you know, an empty shell, for a lack of better expression here. And bottom line is that this cooperation serves no purpose in a sense of support. You can't get anything from it, no ideas, no support, no actual physical contribution towards your goal. And the more you involve yourself within this cooperation, the more meaningless kind of the existence of all that it becomes. And so within this week, you unfortunately will stumble upon the situation where you will have to make the difficult decision whether you or them, in a sense of development. And the right choice, according to these cards, it is to pretty much omit and go forward by yourself. Okay, just saying, look, things aren't going to work out from there on moving forward. But again, that is your choice here. The elements of dignity in between the King of Cups and the Ten of Swords, it means that no matter what you are to be offered in exchange of staying there, will compensate what you can get if you liberate yourself from it. And also the Three of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords, it could speak for disingenuine representation when it comes to you being involved in a cumulative endeavor. So always take things with a grain of salt for the upcoming week. Yarabi, thank you for the $19.99. Thank you, Yarabi. I need to ask you, are you in a relationship or not? Because cards interpret in a different way whether you are in a relationship or not. So... Right. All right, next. Taurus. Two of Wands. Queen of Cups. And the Eight of Swords. Yeah, exes are always coming back. That's it's like a curse, you know. And I mean, for what I am observing with myself, Yarabi, every time that someone I'm trying to get the attention of someone new, and it's kind of like an ex is popping up. It's my luck. All right, so for Taurus, you gotta put your affairs in a different gear according to these cards, or you're gonna have that incentive. Because according to them, especially with that Two of Swords and Two of Wands, I'm sorry, and the Eight of Swords, you have no idea how potent your goal is. You think you have a great result right now? Well, you are barely scratching the surface. I mean, that is just the tip of the iceberg. So you gotta speed things up. You gotta put some haste on your heels here and just approach your matters, approach your concern, whether personal concern, whether intimate concern, whether career concern, with incentive of goal accomplishment. Like the situation is kind of dire, and not because the situation is dire, but because now it is literally your time. And I don't know how to put it into words. If you keep up scampering around, okay, and trying to please every side of the story and every side of the situation, at the end of the day, you will miss that particular opening here. That is literally the reality and the truth according to these cards. You are sitting on a gold mine, even if you don't know it, and that gold mine, it is like I said, you are barely scratching the surface of it, and that's why you don't know about it. But how you can orientate yourself about it, it is where you see results, okay? And if you think that these results again are good, just push a little bit more tenaciously in that regard, and you will be surprised how big those results can be, really. So it's a quite an unexpected good fortune ahead of you if you do not give up, Taurus, or if you do not give up your love, if you do not give up your dream and your goal in general. All right, next, Gemini. I don't know about radars, and do you know what my father says? And that is something that I was quite surprised when my father said that, because he doesn't strike me as a spiritual person. In fact, spiritual, it is the last thing I can really call him, okay? But one day we were just talking about, you know, these times where you just everything is kind of arid. I mean, you don't have job opportunities, you don't have friends, you don't have potential mates, and all these kind of things. You know, it feels like your life it's a wasteland, and you scramble out and trying to climb up that rock bottom, and with so much effort you kind of like work yourself out something like a job opportunity or a potential date mate, right? And as soon as this is confirmed, a few more appears out of nowhere. Okay, you didn't even put the efforts for them, but they appears. My father says that's always the case. At least for him, it was always the case. And what he observed it is that one of these opportunities is always delivered by the devil himself. So you can kind of fail, okay, to tempt you, and it's just it looks way too good to be true, and it is, and so on and so forth. So this is at least according to them, it's the devil's work. Okay, it's not the radar, it is just the devil's work. All right, Gemini, Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. All right, for Gemini, these are social interactions ahead of you guys. That week is going to be doubled, suffused with opportunities for you for a social interactions. Whether you decide to poke your nose outside and just experience all of them, or you decide to be to stay shut at home, that is entirely up to you. But nonetheless, you will have that chance to make friends, to make mates. Even if one night stands, it's your thing. That is also something you can go for throughout the week, and you literally anything that you know can happen within the social aspect, you will be not up to it, but it will be available for you within the next week. And so much so that you will hardly find enough time to experience everything that it is in front of you as an opportunities in term of a social interactions. So it will be very important for you to choose very wisely in terms of not having to, you know, how can I put it into words, regret afterwards that you pick one thing over another. That is the only negative thing or unpleasant thing that we can see within those cards. As far as your career development goes, for the next week, it is better if you do it by yourself. That is the guidance of the cards. So you have a task at hand, and if you know it is up to you, you should better do it just by yourself instead of involving other people in it. All right, next, Cancer. The Sun. Six of Swords. Temperance. Cheers, guys. It's just coffee, but I love coffee. All right. You're probably gonna have the best area of the best week out there of all 12 cards by the look of all 12 star signs. I'm sorry, I'm a bit excited here looking at those cards in front of you. Cancer. I don't know where even to begin from, because there are so many things that are going your way here. So many things. First of all, respect. Okay, you are going to have the respect of the collective. People that are giving you hard time at work, social circle, family, no matter what, or no matter where, so to speak, that hard time no longer going to be present anymore. And instead of facing incredulous behavior, instead of facing aggression, you will face compassion and solidarity from those people, at least for throughout the week. Another thing that it is going your way, solution or a resolution, whichever way you want to call it, problems, you will find a resolution that will not require from you to kind of like make a radical actions, radical choices, or invest all you have. In fact, in our country, we call it when you go in between the drops without getting wet, okay, where it's kind of like you reach the result without having to make your hands or getting your hands dirty, so to speak. Another thing that it is going your way here, natural development, in a sense that your projects are going to keep on developing the way they are supposed to. Your love life is going to start developing the way it is supposed to. Your friendships the same way. And that will put you on a very easy transition towards something better, right? And this week, the only thing that I can say about these cards by the look of them for the week for you, Cancer, is that you are at the start of a highway to happiness. Okay, you are just on this start, and it's best if you don't deviate from it, but just keep on going forward with it. And how you are gonna recognize whether you're going forward or not, if it is natural. I mean, if there is something that you have to struggle in order to make it work, that isn't natural. Natural is when you put an effort, your efforts bring results. So that is the direction you go. People are going to make you happy as well. I mean, they will have that incentive to make you happy. That's also something that is going to go your way. It's just so many things are going your way. Well, Anna, you can if you know you launder them first, right? So in other words, if they learned their lesson, if they grew, I mean, maturely, then probably, you know, one can make an exception one day. I don't know. Leo. Hold on a second. Ace of Swords. King of Cups. Five of Swords. All right, pretty simple for Leo. And they wouldn't be dirty, but yeah, but you're... I agree, okay? When you say exes are like dirty underwear, it means that they are always like a dirty underwear. And that is the part where, you know, they may get themselves being laundered. And they are still ex, but not dirty underwear anymore. Sometimes people do mistake, you know. This is why I'm saying that. Because sometimes people do mistakes, not sometimes, all the time. I mean, that's what we are, right? We do mistakes because we are humans. But sometimes, out of those mistakes, at least that's my opinion, the most beautiful things takes place. All right, Leo. It's not like you're going to be lied within the week, but there is going to be an information withheld, and this is going to be an information in regards of an offer. So bottom line is that someone or something like a organization, firm, congregation, whatever case, is going to offer you a thing, is going to offer you an opportunity, but they're not going to tell you the whole story. Whether you're going to take the opportunity or not is entirely up to you, without making your making your due diligence. Well, oh my god, why is it so difficult to talk tonight? Without making your due diligence, but it's highly advisable you do, because otherwise they're gonna put you in a situation where you are not gonna be okay with what is going on around, and that could be avoided if you make your due diligence, right? So that is pretty much what we have ahead of you. Do not, can I put it into words? Not allow yourself being beguiled and sweet talked into something, because if you do, after that you will have no choice but being acquiesced in situations. Other than that, this is a week where you will see exactly how things are in regards to your work and in regards to your personal life, and in generally all spheres of your life, and therefore you will have all the information you need in order to make an informative decision how you want to go about your situations. Oh yeah, I completely agree. You know, but my point is that you don't have to go back. I mean, what if they're catching up with you? And what if their momentum is actually just as yours, or it is even bigger than yours? Then wouldn't it be better if you do catch the moment there? Thank you, Flammeret. Right, Virgo. Four of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Wow, it is the Lovers. All right, people get wet when they see Two of Cups, and it's very possible that that could be love, right? Very, very possible that that could be love. Although Two of Cups doesn't states love, it states unity, and most of the time love comes from unity, right? That is the reason unity exists, because people love each other. And this is a long-lasting one. I don't want to say a lifetime one, but it is a long-lasting unity you will establish throughout the week. Okay? Whether it has an emotions involved. So even if this is a business unity, like a business partnership, that you are united, you present a united front with your business partner, there will be still emotions involved in it. It's not going to be just a business. Okay? But personal unity, there is definitely, I mean, if someone wants to unite with you about something throughout the week and you don't know why, it is because they love you. Okay. It is just because they love you, at least according to these cards. This is going to be a long-lasting thing. And as a matter of fact, because we do have the Lovers card next to the Four of Pentacles, you don't have much of a choice about it either. I mean, this unity is going to be yours one way or another. And in fact, the more you resist, the more disharmonious you will feel that you are positioned within your life. So, bottom line, the love is knocking on your door. Doesn't matter if you open it or not. If you do not open it, the love is going to crush your door and is going to infiltrate your home. So you better invite it in first, instead of having to have it either way, but also having damages with it. But make no mistake, Virgo, the love is knocking on your door this week. Libra. What's going on, man? Okay. Oh, Hannah. What, you guys think that I'm a pessimist? No. Deep down in myself. Look, you can ask Pisces Moonbeam. I don't think that there is a more, I don't want to say humble, but resigned person than me. Okay? And that isn't because I'm a pessimist. I mean, pessimists, they cannot be resigned. They're always, say, nervous. But what I learned throughout my life, it is that you always should have an anticipation for the worst, at least a little bit. Okay? And that is how I do function and how I do operate. It is that whenever there is an opportunity ahead of me, the first thing that I think of, what if things doesn't work out? What could be the worst possible outcome? And then I weigh or kind of like scale it against the most positive outcome. And if the worst one, it kind of outweighs the positive, the most positive one, then I don't go for it. You're not most positive when it comes to love because I don't believe in love. I mean, I believe that exists, but I don't believe that it's a spiritual thing. Love is like a drug. In fact, I think that DCC was, I think, in United States, CDC, I'm sorry, CDC in United States is written in love as a mental sickness. Because it is. Love is like a drug. Love is a rush of dopamine and oxytocin in your body. It's hormone. You have a reason to feel emotions towards something, or you have a reason to be in love, and that rushes those hormones. They makes you happy, and when that reason is no longer there, you feel the withdrawal, which sucks, right? It's just like a drug. It's the endorphins. Yeah, exactly. There isn't anything spiritual with it. It's endorphins. It's a concoction of endorphins. In fact, there is a drug that mimics it. It makes you be in love. Anyway, we have Libra ahead of us. Temperance, it is the first card. Then we do have the Queen of Pentacles. And then it is the Page of Pentacles. True, but you can induce it, okay? That's why I don't believe in it, because you can induce it. And everything you can induce, you can have control over it. And if you do have control over it, then you can be manipulated. It can be manipulated. It can be manipulative. What's the drug called? You really want that channel closed, Aria. Pisces Moonbeam. It's brown drug, usually used with syringes. And it's a plague, it's pestilence. And it's an old school one. It starts with H. Okay, so for Libra, not all of them. Not all of them, but this one, yeah. It needs to, yeah. That's why a lot of people that are heartbroken kind of go down that road. Because when you take it, you don't feel heartbroken anymore. Okay? That's one of the reasons. You can induce it, yeah, Star Lava. You can induce it. I mean, you cannot induce it towards something, but the feeling itself, you can induce it. You may not know what you love, but you can induce the feeling with the drug. All right, so back with the Libra. The week is going to be a bit confusing for you, Libra, and one of the reasons is going to be because how can I put it into words? You ain't going to have what to worry about. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of like you may feel lost throughout the week, because when you don't have what to worry about, it's kind of like it's gonna feel lack of purpose, or you're gonna feel lack of purpose. You ain't gonna have anything to fix. That's how the week is gonna go forward. And as you don't have anything to fix, you are going to have yourself being confused how valuable one thing is over another. For example, you're going to have what to fix about your love life, and thus you may have kind of like being confused how valuable one person or another person or that situation or generally your relationship is for you. Same thing about your career. You're not going to have what to fix into your career. Things are going to go smooth, and thus you are going to start losing grip on what is valuable or how valuable your career is. That is not necessarily a bad thing, but it leads to apathy. That's my point here. So bottom line is that for you, Libra, things are going to go so well that at some point you are going to start falling into lethargy, and as well apathy. To what extent, that's going to be personal, okay, specific to every single one of you. Some are gonna go to a super high extent, others, but they are not gonna notice it almost. But nonetheless, just so you know, that is just a how can I put it into words, a period of time, and the craziness is gonna come sooner or later. All right, just don't, how can I put it into words, don't think that whatever you do doesn't have a point. It does have a point. It is just right now you will, or throughout the week, you will not gonna have the accurate assessment how valuable that thing is. Huh. Not all the time. When it comes to drugs, sometimes, there are drugs that are actually making you sharper to perceive reality more sharp than it is. For example, you start seeing more colors, your senses are sharpened and whatnot. They're using those drugs for aphrodisiacs, for example. Not necessarily. Also, there are drugs that gives you a lot of energy. They do not induce a twisted reality perception. For example, people that are going on these techno parties, they're not taking drugs that are kind of like making them escape the reality, because their reality, they want to be in that reality, into that party, and kind of like enjoy the music. So they take different type of drugs that gives them energy, that gives them higher sensation and all that. But yeah, there are drugs that are making you escape reality. That's for sure. Scorpio, Queen of Cups. King of Wands. Four of Wands. The only thing that these cards make sense for Scorpio is attention. And I'm saying we because I am Scorpios, where we are going to get attention from a person or from organization. Nonetheless, we won't be able to put our finger into it. Why? Okay, why, for example, this man is interested in us? Why this company is interested in us as well? And we shouldn't try to do so. Their reasons are their reasons, but they are benign. Okay, at least according to these cards, their reasons are benign. And also, what these cards are showing here is that this ain't a walk in the park either. I mean, they're not doing that for the shits and giggles, and I'm sorry for the expression here. Okay, whatever the intentions, which are benign, again according to these cards, genuine. And another thing it is that this, whether an organization or a person, is going to be super appreciative if we are discreet about that thing. Okay. A fifth chance? Now that I think of Yarabi, I had a girlfriend, one of my girlfriends, when I was in a university, and I don't know what she did, but she pissed me off so much. Okay, I don't think I was that pissed off in my entire life. And when we were talking, that was our very last conversation. And it came to the phrase, that she tells me, okay, I made mistake. Can you please forgive me? And I was so pissed that what I told her was, who do you think I am? Jesus freaking Christ? Only he forgives. And that was the last time I talked with her. I believe in second chances, okay? Under certain circumstances, I believe in third chances, okay? But fifth, now that's kind of excessive. Yeah, Pisces Moonbeam, I agree. And that confirms my my opinion that love is blowing your mind away. It simply makes you stupid. Or stupid maybe not the right word. It makes you daft. Okay, it makes you daft for how you stand. Sagittarius, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Page of Swords. It's insubordination for one. So throughout the week, you are going to face Sagittarius insubordination, whether from your kid or whether from a person that is beneath you at work or whether from a friend. There is going to be an insubordination that you will accept it, or rather like you are going to, take it nuclear. And I'm saying nuclear because your first thought is going to be that your place, your authority, is jeopardized, and it's kind of like hanging by a thread, and that's not the case. Okay, that's not the case. And if you kind of like cave in under this thought and you start acting dictated, or put your actions being dictated by this thought, you are just gonna make things worse, right? So it's gonna be very important, Sagittarius, next week. I'm sorry, not couple of weeks, but a week. to actually show maturity and just show these people who is the boss, right? Just show these people who is the boss. Do not punish, but show them that this is yours, okay? You make the choices. You decide how things are gonna go forward with one thing or another, but do not punish. The more you try to retaliate, the worse the situation will become. Well, I prefer the word daft because people don't have to be stupid, okay, in order to be daft. That's why I kind of like change the word, because stupid implements like you don't know what is going on, you know, but it's kind of like you are accepting it. But there is another thing, guys, and here Anna again is going to accuse me of looking things very negatively, but it is true, okay? Love always ends up in tragedy. Always ends up in tragedy. No matter how good how beautiful the love is, no matter how long the love is, it always daft. It is like you know, when someone tells you, for example, you went somewhere, right? I mean, you went to the casino and you wasted all your money and you are trying to avoid the subject and playing stupid. In America, they say it playing stupid, but in England, I believe they call don't be daft, like don't play around. I mean, face the music. But yeah, love always ends up in tragedy. I mean, even if you live happily ever after, there is no after. I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the life, one of you dies. And that's a tragedy for the other. It is, Yarabi. Oh, I do apologize. Capricorn. Yeah. And that doesn't make you stupid, it makes you daft. Paul? What is Paul? I think that was an author, wasn't it? Edgar Allan Poe? Is that what you mean? I think that was his name. And I think I never read something from him. I just heard his name somewhere. I know that he is a famous. All right, Eight of Wands. Ace of Cups. Ten of Wands. Right. God damn it. Oh, another explanation of that word. You know, when someone catches you with your pants down, like you're dating someone, and oh, you're dating that person, you are so into it, you know. Are you fond of, for example, her or him? And you're playing kind of like, no, it was just, you know, it was just the coffee and whatnot. And then the expression is, come on, man, don't be daft. I mean, it's so obvious that you are fond of this person. And yeah, I mean, love makes you that way. But not just for a person, but it makes you that way for many things. You are so willing to overlook one or another thing. All right, so for Capricorn, it's going to be a good week in the sense of that there is going to be an options that are going to work out for you to a certain situations that you are concerned about. Say, you know, I don't know how to put it into words. Say, you know, you are on a train wreck to lose your job, and the week presents you with an options available that you can save your job. Saying you're on a train wreck to lose your marriage or to lose your relationship, whatever the case. The week is going to present you with opportunities available to save those. Now that's the good part. Now the negative stuff, or Edgar's stuff here. None of them is gonna be something you would like to do. I mean, none of them is gonna be something you would love to hear. And none of them is gonna be easy. They are all gonna be demanding, and they are all gonna be options that you would rather hate doing. But if you want things to work out at the end, unlike, which star sign was it? Libra? No Libra. Was it Cancer? Where they didn't have to kind of like make their hands dirty. Well, for you, it is quite the opposite. Capricorn, you will have to kind of like make your hands dirty next week. You may even happen to despise yourself. You may even happen to disgrace yourself. You may even happen to disown yourself, by yourself, I mean. But, I mean, if the result justifies the means, by all means. Oh, and that's the thing, okay? No matter how long you have that temporary feeling and how beautiful it is, you always pay it with an interest when it's over. Always pay it with an interest when it's over. I mean, when you are in love, life is awesome, right? It's so good and whatnot. But when kind of like everything comes crashing down like a house of cards, you want to die. Nothing makes sense. Nothing has a purpose. Nothing has a meaning. You just don't want to exist anymore. And there are people that are going that way for years after they've been kind of like dumped. What do you mean, Yarbi? What do you understand under being walking Two of Wands? Aquarius. Queen of Pentacles. Six of Swords. With the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. Oh, whatever suits you. I know. Nah, Two of Wands isn't about having two parts. Okay? Two of Swords is about having two parts. Two of Wands, it is when you already have a path that you are walking, right? And it is not in vain, in a sense of that you have results. And the Two of Wands, it is just the confirmation that you should keep on walking. But yeah, Two of Swords, it is when you have more than one option available and whatnot. Aquarius. No deviation. So this is a week, guys, where you pretty much already have done the hard part about one or another thing. Okay, you have already paved your way. So don't abandon it. According to these cards, very similar. Let me check yeah, it's the Six of Swords. So what happens here is that there is going to be some kind of an option available. It could come like a proposal, it could come like a, I don't know, as an opportunity, whatever the case, but it will require a drastic action, like out of the blue, quitting your work or quitting your job or quitting your, I don't know, your relationship, whatever case, don't do it. Let us not do it, because I am rising Aquarius as well. I don't know what it's gonna cost, but for the most part, it's gonna cost everything, and I don't think that anything better is gonna come out of it. So this is a week where, how can I put it into words? We should keep on doing what we're doing, because pretty much, it's for one, it will suffice. That is for one, and for a second, or for another. According to these cards, we can do so much more. Okay, we can not deliver, but develop. We can develop for so much more. We can develop the current relationship for so much more, the current job for so much more, the current business for so much more. We don't need a new one for now. So we are where we are supposed to be. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. By the way, Pisces Moonbeam, thank you for the... I don't know why you did that, but anyway, thank you for the $2. Is that a gift or what? You want a card? All right, first one for Pisces, Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles. All right, I'm gonna make it quick here for Pisces. That's a super gain. That is a gainful week. Okay, and the gainful enterprise is outside of your current endeavors. So that's gonna be something new. It's not gonna have anything to do with your current love life or your current job. It could be a job, but it's not going to be within the framework of your current job. It could be a love affair, but it's not going to be in the framework of your current love affairs. And whether you take it or not is entirely up to you. But in order to make it work, you will have to give up some kind of a happiness. I don't know what that means. Hopefully you will, and you will be able to, you will know, and you will be able to make yourself an informative decision whether you're going to go for it or not. Okay, but according to these cards, just so you be warned, it will take away some kind of a source of a happiness for you. You have to give up a source of happiness of yourself. All right, so that concludes the 12 and now the super chat. But before that, hold on a second. Right. All right, so you want an answer to the same question like you ever asked. All right, we're gonna do that. Okay, first. That will be Taco's reading. You do not listen, Yarabi. This is a new gainful enterprise. If we take on Pisces reading, okay, not within the framework of your current enterprises, which means that they do not tell you to go forward with your ex. Thank you, Yarbi. Well, that's just preference, Anna. That's just preference. All right, Taco. Those are the cards, in addition to the other system I'm using as well. Okay, for you. And this is going to be a week where an agreement is going to be accomplished. An agreement that concerns a home, a house, or a domain. And it's going to be an open agreement. What I mean is that this is not going to be the final form, but the form that is going to, that agreement is going to be established under. It will fulfill or satisfy all of the parties, you and the other party. That could be your wife, your mother, or it's going to be a woman, though, the other party. Okay. But this agreement is going to be a long-lasting one as well. So how can I put it into words? That's not something you can wriggle yourself out of it, but you don't have to, because at the end of the day, this agreement has the full potential to fulfill whatever wish you have from it. You know, you make that agreement because you wish to have a home, or you wish to have a domain, or you wish to have it, whatever the case. Yeah, that is yours. No, Taco, I'm just making yours. And that wish can be fulfilled through that agreement, even if this agreement does not contain that wish at the start. Like I said, this is going to be an open agreement for you. And a lot of unnecessary stuff, which is another positive thing here, a lot of unnecessary stuff are going to be left out of this agreement, stuff that just don't contribute in any way in any even negative way for the agreement or not. So for example, Taco, if you are looking out for purchasing a house with your taquita, like you said last time, or your señorita, but you cannot come up to agreement what kind of a house you should purchase, well, that is your agreement here. Or if you want to change a location where to live, you may not kind of like have that agreement, cumulative agreement, where exactly you should go to live, and that's going to be the week where you're going to reach it. Or it could be, like I said, your mother. But at the end of the day, that's a week where you are going to be on the same page with an important woman in your life through agreement and through kind of like sustainable partnership, for a lack of better expression. All right, next, Anna. You're welcome. Well, then it's going to work out really, really well for you, mate. It's going to work really, really well for you. It's an open agreement, yeah. Well, that other system that I'm using, like I said, I know there is a reason why I'm not showing it. Okay, it's no walk in the park, and I don't want to make or incentivize people to start playing around with it, because it's really easy to use and it can have a dire consequences. Yeah, Nancy, you can still get a reading. Okay, Anna. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, Anna, those are your cards. First things first. Those or that one who has in mind to play around with you and especially with your emotions is going to be flushed out and destroyed, in a sense of that they are no longer, or that person is going to be no longer a factor in your life. Now, other than that, we do have a huge breakthrough for you within this week once that happens, okay? Because once that happens, this will open up a lot of room and a lot of space. And it's not like you don't see things clearly, but right now you may not be able to put your finger exactly how to work around with your assets. And once you don't have to deal with this, whether organization or whether that person anymore, now you will have a full understanding, for a lack of better expression, how to structure your assets in order to gain more money, or to make more money, to gain more customers for your saloon if you are operating still, to gain more freedom in generally whatever you need. And that is just the beginning, okay? So what we do have here, it's a break in freedom for you within the next week, and you're not going to even feel bad about it. Okay, we're talking about an emotional manipulation, and as it is emotional manipulation, you may not even realize that that person is emotionally manipulating you. It could be a person you work with, or it could be a person that works for you, or it could be a family member. But nonetheless, you will have a huge freedom of assets that is going to open up into the upcoming week. And it will be highly advisable for you to kind of like put those assets into work. And should that be someone you date, okay, that happens to be disingenuous with you, and you no longer want to have anything to do with that person, it will be quickly replaced with someone that it's much better. Nancy, thank you for the $20 US. I'll be quite curious how it's going to turn out for you, Anna. So I will appreciate if we keep in touch and give me a feedback how this actually turns out for you. All right, Yadabi, love story. Yadabi, like I asked you to answer me, are you currently, yeah, you said that you're not dating. I'm sorry, you said that you had an ex and he asked for a fifth chance and whatnot. So let's check on the love story for you. His was a second chance. Oh, okay. Okay, it's a story of jealousy. Those are cards. We'll have a person who is very jealous of you. That's and that may not be true, but in their eyes, according to them, Yadabi, you have everything you need on the tip of your fingers to have your love life fully fulfilled. Now, this person, obviously, they don't see how can you think that you do have problems when it comes to your intimate life? And what this may provoke is some rumors and as well gossips addressing you, nasty things that you may hear. And unfortunately, that could be a friend of yours. It's very likely to be a friend, close person of you. Okay, that's gonna happen to be jealous of you and start spreading those rumors and those gossips, which you need to sever right away. You need to eliminate them, annihilate those rumors. I mean, you gotta challenge, contest every single one as soon as you hear it. In personal, how can I put it into words? In personal standing here, or your personal experience, it is that somewhere throughout the week, whether with that ex of yours or not, you will end up being in a place where you can have it the way you want it, not just the sex, but everything. Okay, you will have the leverage to strong arm the person you are going to date, if you so decide to date them, in order to cave in under your demands and make or structure, create a relationship exactly the way you want it. How long that relationship is going to last and are you going to be able to sustain that state of the relationship, that's another story. But first thing that you need to kind of like address is those gossips and rumors that will address you. Well, they are continuing, Yarbi, and this is important here because it's like an avalanche. It's like a snowball, right? And even if what this person is saying is untrue, people are still gonna be biased by it. That is why you gotta keep on continuing. Do not ignore it. You keep on continuing deflecting and proving that person wrong. Ignorance, it is the worst you can do, because one lie said 100 times, even though it stays a lie, it becomes stronger than the truth. All right, Nancy, general reading. You love to be good? Well, what do you mean? So you are an introvert, as you are barely leaving the house? I am barely leaving my house as well. All right, Nancy. Those are cards here. It's a premature business opportunity that this week is going to present in front of you. Whether you take it or not is entirely up to you, okay? But it is based on a recent success you had of one thing or another, of one project or another. But it is a business opportunity. Now, when it appears, yeah, that's I'm sorry, Nancy, but that is important for the other B. This is about the Seven of Wands. Okay, that is exactly what the card represents. This is something that paints you the opposite you are, and it makes it so believable. Okay, that it is very hard to deflect and to fight off. And if you don't, people just start, even if, for example, you start dating someone and that person does not believe that you are such a person, if everybody else does, this person is not going to be with you because they are going to be ashamed being with the person being thought that it is that kind of a woman. Okay? Or for example, imagine this situation. You know, it's a rumor that you have cheated on your husband. Your husband may not believe that, but if the whole neighborhood names you as a, you know, the W word, he probably is gonna leave you because he doesn't want to bear the collateral shame, right? That's what I mean, that even if it is not true, it becomes stronger than the truth. So it's very important that you do fight it off. Right, so Nancy, back to you. It's a business breakthrough. Let me check on the other system. Oh my God, it's on a podcast. It's awful. Yeah. Well, it usually comes from a close person. Like I said, this is a hidden competition. That is a place where you never saw it coming. Okay. Yeah, it's actually it is a business opportunity, but it is a news that's kind of like you will be forewarned that you can get that business venture. Okay. And it's going to be very successful. And the only, how can I put it into words? A negative aspect that this reading shows, it is that you are not going to feel prepared. And that is reality. You are not prepared for now, but you can kind of like double time it and fit yourself in it as it goes and as it develops forward. Because for what those cards are showing, the development of this business venture, you will be natural about it. You're just gonna have the natural knack going forward with it, and therefore you will require less time and less efforts to have yourself being fully prepared for what is coming. I don't remember. Yarabit was such a long time ago. All right, starving artist. What do I need to know? Well, Nancy, it is up to you though to say yes or no to that business venture. It is great. It looks, it's going to be very lucrative. Okay, the both systems kind of like they waft that smell of money. It's just, it reeks of money. So don't kind of like shoot yourself in the foot. You're welcome, Nancy. All right, those are cards. What do you need to know? These cards concern a document, invitation. It's some kind of a document, okay, that is going to be presented. And what you need to know is that this document contains everything needed in order for you to kind of like reach the end destination that this document requires. Like, for example, if that is a document of a contract for signing up a job, that document has the loops you can use, okay, and also presents you with the necessary, say, freedom in order to fulfill your hopes and dreams in regards to the job itself. If that's a document of you selling a house, same thing. It's a document that will allow you to get the desired results. If it is a document, I don't know, it's a wedding document, like you have wed, and it's a marriage thing, same thing. Okay, so bottom line, what you need to know, it is the document you are about to accept, whether through signing out or whatever the case, contains everything necessary in order to fulfill its purpose, and to, if need be, to leave you a way out of it. So in regards to that, and there is a man involved, by the way, with this document. So in regards to that, you have nothing to worry about, at least according to these cards. That is what you need to know. Starving artist, and this is a document that you may yet receive. You may not know that it is cooking yet. News Devon, what is coming my way? It could be as well an invitation that contains everything you hope for. Starving artist, that it is coming your way. You're welcome, Anna. Thank you so much for your generosity as well. News Devon, are you planning a traveling to travel? Are you planning that? It will be good, starving artist. Again, it could be an invitation as well. That is also how we can read it. News Devon, do you expect to travel? Or are you planning to travel? Those are your cards, by the way. Yes. Okay. There will be an incentive to stay there longer than anticipated. Okay, it's just a traveling that will have a long-term incentive, because what will happen to be, it is that there will be a I don't know how to put it into words, uniqueness, in a sense of that only you can do this or only you can do that. Okay, being there, and you will have that incentive to stay for a prolonged period of time. Whether you decide to do so or not, it depends on you. But whichever way you choose, this traveling is going to be marked as very successful. Okay, as a very, very successful. But whichever way you choose, to the affected parties, you have to kind of like take your time to make your points across, meaning explain why, for example, you decided not to stay there, or why, for example, you are deciding to stay there. And I don't want to say a big word here, but if you do decide to stay, there will be a chance for you to even settle there. Well, again, use the phone. That's gonna be an incentive. You decide whether you are gonna stay or not. All right, and last but not least, Pisces Moonbeam. One last thing, use the phone. If it does involve health, like you are going for health procedures, or going there to take care of something that involves health, it will be successful. Let's put it that way. It will be that these procedures or your intervention will be successful. No, it isn't. Pisces Moonbeam. Six of Wands. It is not. Right, guys. So that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity, and hopefully we're gonna see each other around. Until then, bye.